What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to review my helmet. This is the Shark Spartan carbon version. I got this about the same time that I got my new bike, and I've been using it a lot now, so I think I can give you a good impression of whether or not this is a good helmet, whether I like it, and whether I want to keep it. I'm going to be rating this helmet in a couple of different categories. We're going to go over comfort, style, and function, and talking about these things in depth, and maybe this is just the right helmet for you. So let's get into it. Anyway, the first category I want to talk about is comfort. And besides this helmet, I haven't been wearing a lot of helmets that felt this good to wear. Of course, because of the fact that it's full carbon, it's actually a lot lighter than regular helmet. It only weighs about 1,300 grams, which is fantastic, and it's definitely noticeable. It does get a bit heavier if you attach your camera, obviously, and your Senna, but it doesn't make that big of a difference, and it still does just fine. When it comes to the padding inside the helmet, it's actually padded really well, as you can see on all sides. The only thing that I could probably critique about the Shark helmets is they fuzz out a lot. I don't know why they do that. I'm not sure if other helmets do that as well, but I usually wear this with a storm cover only. Still, it's really nice to wear. It feels good on your head, and it's almost like you're not wearing a helmet at all, right? The helmet always sits tight on your head. It has air intakes here and on the top, obviously, just as any other helmet does. That means it really doesn't get too hot during the summer. I mean, I've been wearing this in rides where it has been 32 plus degrees, and it's been totally fine, honestly. So when it comes to comfort, I would give this helmet a 5 out of 5. I don't really have any issues with it in terms of comfort at all. I never feel like I want to just take it off like with other helmets, and sometimes maybe you know what I'm talking about, where you're just like, oh, I want to get this helmet off and it's too heavy, whatever. It doesn't feel like that at all. It's always nice to wear. Um, I could wear this all day, pretty much. So that's definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. Next up is going to be function. As with any other regular street helmet, you obviously have your sun visor, which is activated with a switch on the back. Really weird design, but that's pretty much how you do it. You just shove this slider to the front, and that brings the sun visor down. The sun visor is incredibly large, so you can just ride with your visor open, and you pretty much won't feel any wind either. When it comes to wind protection then as well, on the bottom here, you can extend this wind protection flap. It's different than other helmets have this little mesh textile over here. This one actually is really rugged and robust. You can just slide it out, and that does actually deflect the wind much better than other helmets do. So instead of the wind going up your neck and inside your helmet, it just completely gets deflected downward. So that's fantastic. One more thing that I really like about this helmet is the double D strap. So if you haven't seen these, or you don't know what these are, this is a double D ring strap. This is the best thing you could possibly purchase for your helmet. Before I had these, I had the regular, click in to close straps. And let me tell you, once you go with one of these, you will never go back. You never really have to open this up in order to put your helmet on or take it off. So it's fantastic. It's additional comfort, really makes this helmet a lot higher quality as well. On top of that, when we're talking about air intakes, and when it's hot in the summer, as I cut into that in terms of comfort, it works just fine. It's also what's really nice about this helmet is the fact that you have enough space on the bottom to put your camera. A lot of helmets nowadays, they don't have a lot of space down here because they have some weird design or whatever, or the air intake goes all the way down. With this one, it still works just fine. So that was also one of the criteria for purchasing this helmet, definitely. It has this additional nose protection here. Honestly, this sometimes gets loose. I don't know why. Like, it just comes off and then you have to stick it back in, and that one isn't really made that well. But besides that, in terms of function, one thing that a lot of people might like or might dislike, I think this is something that's very polarizing. especially for people who would like a full visor that extends to the back and doesn't have this thing here. With this helmet, you can actually take the visor off very easily by just pulling on it, and that's it. That's it. That's how you take the visor off. It's really easy. You don't have to click anything in. You don't have to use any specialized tools or anything like that. You just pretty much click it in, and that's it. What I also love about the visor is the fact that it opens like this. I do not like the visors that actually latch into place in the middle, like lock in. I don't know, it's good, of course. It stops the helmet from opening by itself, but I never really had that issue in the first place, so I prefer this design much more. Also keeps the bottom of the visor a lot cleaner, in my opinion. Yeah, so in terms of function, I would give this helmet a 4 out of 5 because honestly, wind protection isn't perfect due to the fact that it's a carbon helmet. It's a lot lighter. It's not as sturdy as, like, let's say a Shoei NXR2, which is a god tier wind protection helmet. I still notice that, especially during motovlogging, when I switched to this helmet, that wind noise has actually increased a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something to consider. If you want a helmet that's incredibly windproof, this is definitely not it. So that's definitely a 4 out of 5 in terms of function. Let's talk about the last category, which is going to be style. Obviously, this is highly subjective, but I think if you look at it, this helmet looks absolutely fantastic up close. The carbon, especially the little spoiler on the back. It's not, like a full spoiler that you see on the racing helmets. The shark logo is really nice stylized. It says Spartan carbon here. The inlets are really nicely designed. Everything's pretty much the same color. You have this little shark logo here, which is also a nice accent, and the shark logo on the front. Sometimes I honestly wish the shark logo wasn't there, but it is what it is. And that's the top side of the helmet. So overall, I think this helmet looks fantastic. It's really one of the better looking helmets I think that are out there, especially carbon. You don't find a lot of sleek carbon looking helmets that are just, not as in your face nowadays. And I think this one does a really good job at that. So in terms of style, honestly, I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 5 because I love this helmet. I love how it looks. And the only reason to keep this helmet would be, of course, the way it looks. And even if I upgraded to a different helmet, which I'm most likely going to, I would still be wearing this occasionally because it just looks so nice. And it looks really cool on photos too, because the carbon effect, it just shines through on all the photos. It's really nice. And it's glossy as well. I love glossy helmets. I really despise matte. So yeah, overall, pretty nice. Let me know what you think of the helmet in the comments down below. Also, I'm really interested to see what helmet you are currently using and what helmet you're planning to get in the future, perhaps. I plan to do more reviews for my other gear as well. I purchased some other stuff, and I think I've been using my jacket for long enough to let you know whether it's a good jacket to purchase. I am really curious to see what you guys think of the helmet. Maybe you are already a shark user, everyone has a different kind of head. Some might fit shark better, some might fit shoei better, some might fit HJZ better. It's just everyone's different. But the one thing I do have to say about this helmet, as much as I like it, and I think it's a fantastic helmet, especially for only 300 euro, I am most likely upgrading to a Shoei NXR2 because that one fits me about just a couple of percent better. I think this fits me about 95% perfect. The Shoei fits me about 100% perfect. But then again, it's double the price, so you would expect that, right? Love the helmet. The one thing that's also important to mention is, especially if you like riding with colored visors, Shark has a lot of easily accessible visors that you can get in a whole variety of different colors. Whereas with other companies, the visors are always like 100 to 150, maybe even 200 euros expensive. So these ones, honestly, you can get for about 40 to 50 and they look perfectly fine. Look just as good as any other visor. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this type of review for my gear, let me know in the comments below and let me know what other thing I should review next. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.